Alright guys, I'm doing a bit of game dev, and to be honest, just like a live. You guys can see it, can watch it, just in case you're interested. We don't want to do that. So we are making the Star Citizen menu. My menu system kind of got a little out of control. Yeah, it's kind of bad, but it's needed. So what we're doing is, if I minimize this, we hit play. This is the menu system that you see in Star Citizen when you hit escape, right? You got return to game, which obviously returns you to game. You got options, which then obviously does this. So you got game settings, graphics, audio controls, key bindings, and comm sets. Obviously some of it's not working at the moment, and I'm still working on it. And then you got exit to menu, and then you got quick game, which takes you back here. Right. The exit to menu should go through. Right. So this one is here. So that's the back button. That's the exit to menu there, right? So we'll do that later, actually. So what we've got to do is we've got to make sure all of these are connected. Right, so this one here, controls, is missing a lot. Before we do that, let's go through. Right, let's go through and run it again. We got options, graphics, back. Okay, options, audio, back. Fantastic. Options, control, back, which is fantastic. Key bindings, back. Fantastic. And then comm set, back. Fantastic. So all of the back is now working, right? The next go. Right. And then we need to hook up this one here. So basically how this works is this, right? We load the canvas here. We set it as the option here. Right now this is options controls, right? So what we need to do here is we need to change this to controls. So now we load, now we're going to load canvas, options, controls, and if we minimize this and we go into our script manager, open canvas, options, controls. Right, so it's actually called options, controls, file save as, we'll just save that. Alright, I'm going to minimize that now. And go back into our thingy. And this here, we can just actually go through and go that one and just go make sure we've got the right spelling on it. That. Save. And then we need to change that to options controls. Oops, sorry. Options controls. Right, so we load the canvas. Right, and then we go to option controls. We set it as the variable. We bring up our button manager, which then goes through and it loads these options here. Right, so this is the options back button, which then prints the little, hey, these are the options for this. Let's just debug. It goes to equal to, so if the option equals the back option, which is the if statement, it then unloads the canvas, which is option controls, and then it basically runs all the way up here to back to the menu, right? Because we're going back. So this is where we're going from option controls back to the menu, which is this one here, to give you an idea, which is the very one up there, right? Option controls is down here. It shoots up there and it basically just cycles through the menu again as an option. Now what we need to do, obviously this is the reset feature. We do need to fix this later. That's something I have to work out still. Here, option controls. So we're unloading option controls here. This is game settings, right? So what we do is we take this here and we go to game settings, which is, if I forget my color system, graphics, game settings, right? So we want to run it into the load there, right? So option controls, we go through, we select, we want to go to the game settings, it goes through right here, unloads option controls, and then goes straight up to the game settings, which it then goes through and plays. Now, we need to now also go through and do the same thing for graphics, which looks like it's actually done. Are we in graphics? No, we're in controls. So, I'm going to delete that one. Alright, so here, right, which is graphics. So we scroll back out, we find graphics, that's audio, that's graphics, right, and we zinc it into that. Now, to be honest, there's not much difference. This looks a lot more complicated than it really is, right? So this here, it looks messy, it looks complicated, but it's actually really not. They're basically just copies of each other and then just going to different sections. That's all it really is. It's actually really not that complicated when you start breaking it down. Now here we have option controls unloaded from the canvas, and that is because it comes from, so we go to audio, right? Because we select, we want to go to the audio tab, goes fine. So it unloads audio options, sorry, options controls, and we now want to go to the audio section, right? Which I think is the one above it. Yep. So it goes into that, and then it loads audio controls, obviously, blah, blah, blah. Now this one here is option controls. Option controls, guess what? Goes into option controls. Which, to be honest, is pretty much not a thing because you're already on that screen. You're not going to be able to click the button anyway, but just in case someone does manage to find some way of doing it. And then this one down here is key bindings. So we break this out, and so that's audio, that's graphics, that's game settings, that is controls, that's key bindings there. Right, and goes into the load option. So technically there should be about 7 things that go into each loading option. Right, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so there should be another 2 for that. What's this? So that's controls, which is what we've done already. That is, oops, that one is key bindings, which we've just did. And what's this one here? This one goes into comp settings. It's right up the top, I think. Yeah. Key bindings, comp settings. God damn it, I hate it when I do that. Hang on, we gotta do that one again. So com settings has 1, 2, 3, 4 going into it, so there's a few missing off that too. So yeah, like all this stuff here probably. Like I said, once they're all joined, there should be about 6 or 7 on each. So there's one there, there's one there. So there's 2 there that are missing. Right, so now all the controls now should work. Now, what we need to do now is we can just leave this for a sec. We bring up our menu system, file, open canvas. We'll open up all of the menus. So that's our menu there, that's the main menu, right? That's to select the residence, that one's to select the server, because there's 2 actual screens from what I can tell. One is if you're new signing in and you're selecting your residence, and the other is once you've already made a character and signed in. So I've split those up. And then you've got the key bindings here, right? Now, if I bring up the screenshots for right. Star Citizen screenshots are my friend. Alright. Live screenshots. Now, we want to have a look at the options menu. I don't have them. Fuck. Alright. Second thing we're going to do is Star Citizen option menu. Images. Right. So, this is what we're looking at here, right? This is the option menu. See, it does just say option menu up the top, but to be honest, I don't know if I'd like that idea. Like, it does just say option menu, but like, it is grayed out, but yeah. Alright, let's go back, go play, options, graphics, audio, controls, key bindings, key bindings to comms is not working. Alright, let's check out why. No, because they're not connected. That was one of the ones I still have to do, obviously. Let's do them. So, this one's game settings, right? So we take it out of the out. I think game settings was the one in the middle. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Plug it into that, right? Right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 4. So 7 on each one. Right. now audio. Graphics, audio. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, it's the one above it. I know that. Got audio there. Just guessing it's this audio here. Graphics, audio. Oh, not that. And we take it all the way down to audio, which I think is this one. Yep. So there's all the audio hooked in now. Alright, so controls. God damn it. Right. Key bindings. Is it this one? It's graphics. Key bindings, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 going into key bindings. God damn it. Key bindings. That one. And then it's messing with my OCD. And then what's this one here? Com settings. That's game settings. Options, controls. Key bindings. Com settings, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we're missing one. Oh yeah, down here. Alright. So now if we minimize, we go play, we go options, com settings, key bindings, controls, com settings, controls, com settings, audio, com settings, graphic. Well, com settings, the graphics doesn't work. Why is that not working? Graphics. Ah. Controls. Game settings. Graphics. Right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So some of them are still. Like, it makes sense that graphics goes into graphics. That's fine. Try it again. Alright, key bindings. Key bindings to graphics still doesn't work. Yeah, because it goes into itself. That's why. So what I did was originally I tried to originally avoid doing this massive amounts of spider's web, but it wasn't working. I had to do it this way. So key bindings to graphics. No, that's controls. Looks like some of the controls are missing too. Game settings, graphics. Oh, is that right? Yeah, graphics. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 going into graphics, which is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 going into controls. That's one of them. Sorry. That's another one. Huh? Ah, I've doubled up on the graph. That solves that problem. That's what it was. I wondered why there was 7. I thought, oh, I'll look at that later. There we go. Right. So there's only 6 options, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's only 6. Right, that's what the problem was. Okay. Now we need to make sure that the controls are hooked into the control. Well, the non-controls are hooked into the non-control. Yeah, you know what I mean. Right, so that's audio, that's control. Controls is this one. Yeah, we're at red one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like one of the ones for comms settings is missing. Comm settings is obviously the one on the bottom. Here it is. It's bottom right. Yep. So we go out. Alright, 1, 1, 2, because there's one there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So they all should work now. If we minimize that, we hit play again. Options, key bindings, control, key bindings, control, key bindings, graphics, columns, key bindings. Right, all the key bindings work. And we go back. Alright, so that one still stuffs up. But that's probably because some of them have not got the right thing on the end. Alright, so we can minimize that. And now we go into here. So that one, for example, is opposite graphics, which is wrong. It's supposed to be com settings. So com settings is there. Com settings is there. Com settings is there. Com settings is there now. Com settings is there. Com settings is there. Com settings is there. Self would probably still work, but let's just fix it. Sorry, com settings. So that's all fixed, theoretically. So this one now is key bindings. Yep, key bindings. Key bindings is right there. Key bindings is right there. Key binding, sorry. Key bindings. Key bindings. Key bindings. Key bindings. Key bindings. Key bindings. Right. Game settings. Now, in case you're wondering why there's an unload there, it's because it goes from the menu to the new. It'll always go to game settings first, and then you can click on the other buttons. So we need to unload the menu because we're going into the game settings. But the rest of them don't, because it's just going from game settings, right? There's no menu to unload. Game settings is there. Game settings, game settings, game settings, game settings, game settings, game settings. Right, that's all fine. Now this one here, it's listed as graphics, which I think is right. Yes, graphics. So it does say self, which, like I say, probably does work, but for the sake of the argument. Right, and then this one here is audio. Alright, so we've got audio there, which is fine, audio, which is fine, audio, 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 and the bottom one down there is self, which we'll just throw as audio. And while we're here, it loads audio, options audio, and then audio, options audio. Right, so this one is controls, options controls, options controls. This is the last one. Controls, control, 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 control. Right, save that. Let's try it again. Go play, options, comms, go back. There we go, see it works now. Key bindings, go back. Fantastic. Options, controls, go back. Options, audio, go back. Options, graphics, go back. And options, game settings, go back. Perfect. All right. We do have it fully up and running now. Well, at least the tabbing between the menus works. So like you can literally go through and basically select whatever you want. And obviously we still need to work on the reset button, but that is all working now. Options, you got return to game, which is obviously still running, as you can see, arrow up the top. We go and do it again. Options obviously works. Exit to menu. All right, we have to fix that still. And then quit, which obviously takes us out of the actual game. Cool. And like I said, here's the main menu over here. So this is all working too as well. But we do need to fix some of this stuff as well. So we need to work on the reset for the menu and exit to menu, which needs to load the main menu. I have to check how to do that. I'm not sure if you just linked to the main menu, if that would actually work. You would probably need to load the menu with its own script canvas. Right? You would actually need to go through and load. But this is obviously the one for the menu. Did we crash again? Yep. Oh, God. It's very crashy. Right. File open, assets, UI, menu, scripts. So there's actually two scripts for two different menus, because there's obviously two different menus. Right, we got this one, which is the complicated mess. And then we got this one, which is the also complicated mess. This one's actually not so bad. But a lot of the options I've just brought in needs to be copied over to this and replace this one, because this is the old setup. See, and this is the options here, this is the old options here, and it doesn't exactly work. So we need to replace that. But that's another thing for another day. Guys, like, subscribe. Thank you for everybody that jumped in, even for a couple of minutes. I know it was only a short stream. But yeah, just showing you actual like parts of like game dev, because I don't think a lot of people understand how much complicated it is. Like I said, just to get like a menu working is like here. This is all it here. So it's very complicated. Apart from that, guys, enjoy yourself, have a great night, and I'll see you next stream. There was maybe, let me just double check before we go. Is there an update to Star Citizen? Did we go to PTU Wave 1 today? Spectrum. I see testing chat. New build for potential for Evercardi publishing later today. Okay, still on Evercardi. That was 6 hours ago. So it's not out yet, but it'll be probably later today. Alright guys, apart from that, let us know your thoughts, comment, subscribe, and don't worry, we're still playing Star Citizen. We're just simply waiting for the new patch. But playing around with a bit of game dev while we do that. Have a good night, everybody.